Chet basically had some chat logs and stuff like that, and he just wrote out a scenario and just told me to go with it, and that's what happened.
That is gotta be the worst defense I've ever heard. Hey, I'm gonna start saying some really terrible things about you, some really awful accusations coming your way, and just go with it. Hello everyone, I'm SV and welcome to my show I Love TCAP, where I do commentary over my favorite segments of Datelines to Catch a Predator. Since this is episode 5 and this guy is pulling Lauren Armstrong levels of denial, I'm going to be covering EDP's website. It's a very special episode. I'm sure everyone has seen the capture, but what I think people might be surprised by is the fact that nearly 2 years later, the guy is still trying every trick in the book to come back. Yeah, so grab your rings, don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you like what you see, there is a playlist with the rest of my episodes as well. And with that, let's get it on.
It gets bigger when I pull on it.
The incident that took place on April 18th, 2021 actually didn't occur.
Oh, we got Barack Obese on the track. So EDP's most recent attempt to grift his way back into our hearts is with a totally bogus interview and a whole I was set up story. I'm going to try to suspend my disbelief here because what happened. You only got off because the Chris Hansen wannabe was a jackhole. But there's lots of evidence against you from other situations. So like, come on, man, you're a disgustoid.
So explain what actually happened.
Oh, it's simple what fucking occurred. I was set up.
Again, loads of evidence in other situations. If you want to call this particular time a setup, I guess you can, because technically you were set up and they wanted to catch you being a creepo disgustoid and they caught you being a creepo disgustoid. But like the whole setup story goes deeper and it's super wild. It's even more wild than the entrapment bullcrap people were pulling back in the days of TCAP.
There's nothing to sit back and try to, conscrew or try to, make it look like something different than what the fuck it already was. Like, I was set the fuck up, period.
Sure, Jan.
No, that's ironic.
Okay, so you're saying that you were set up. Now, explain how that actually happened.
Well, first and foremost, in the very beginning, I was emailed by Chet.
Stop the cap.
Cap. Lies, deception, false truths, if you will. Look at the Chet Goldstein name here. You can see there's a name behind Chet's. Like, are you serious? What a bad Photoshop job. And I know bad Photoshop jobs. I'm terrible at Photoshop. And who is we? Who are you trying to bring down with you in this?
We did the whole, we scheduled a time to meet and things of that nature. Went over to Rite Aid. Javier, the camera guy, he walked me over to Chet. You feel me? And, Chet basically had some chat logs and stuff like that. And he just wrote out a scenario and just told me to go with it. And that's what happened.
That is gotta be the worst defense I've ever heard. Hey, I'm gonna start saying some really terrible things about you, some really awful accusations coming your way, and just go with it. No, hey, what? No, what are my lines? Not even a handshake with the producer who's also the actor. Like, come on, it's not unheard of, but still. You got a fist bump. That's real professional.
And what gave you the confidence that Chet Goldstein was actually affiliated with Wavelength Productions?
Again, in the email that I received from him, it had the Wavelength Productions, it had the logo, it had, a proper outing, you look at...
I cannot believe he's trying to pass this email off as legit. I mean, come on, suspension of belief time. You were a big YouTuber with years on the platform. You mean in that time you haven't learned how to do any basic research, reverse image searches, how to look up people's names? Nothing that easy. Even in my big break gone from YouTube, and I was naive about this whole stuff, even I still knew how to do this stuff. Most people know how to do this stuff. You gotta be able to tell when a big break is too good to be true. It's coming from a source that makes it look too good to be true. And I'm sorry, like, stop being a dummy.
Okay, and that was shortly after the movie, maybe next year or so. You put kind of two and two together and everything aligned to this actually being an opportunity for you.
Correct, yes.
I can imagine they're having some regrets about putting you in their movie, dude. Or maybe not. In my studies in advertising and marketing, I've learned that, not all publicity is bad publicity, so who knows? I didn't even know this movie existed until this situation.
In the fucking email, it was just, boom, right here at the Rite Aid. And then camera guy is the one who walked me over to the apartment complex. This is the first time I ever seen this fucking apartment complex. You know what I mean?
Okay, and Javier is the gentleman wearing the brown t-shirt with a black beard. He was the one with that camera, correct?
Yeah, the curly-haired motherfucker who looked like he just crawled up out of a fucking dumpster and shit. Yeah, that's him.
Two things. First, again, no, hey, what's going on? You're not a professional actor, so I'm pretty sure they'd understand if you needed to take a minute to get your head in the game. And second, how are you going to talk about what somebody looks like? I mean, look at you, dude. You're 32, the same age as my brother, and you look like you could be our grandfather. Lay off the cupcakes, dude. All right, make your closing statement. I'm pretty sure President Obama's getting bored of you, too.
This entire incident / setup bullshit has completely ruined my motherfucking life, or at least came damn near close to. You know what I mean? Like I mentioned before, I can never get back my name, my reputation, the fucking money that was fucking stolen from me, fucking robbed, literally robbed blind.
Right. Things were going swimmingly up until then. I was never a fan of EDP, and so I feel like I get to say this. You were a big YouTuber, you were a very big YouTuber. You had money, but clearly you had no bitches. Your health was and still is in the toilet. Make sure you take a picture of that and send it to a minor. And your favorite team only won the Super Bowl once. So, sure, you had money and fame, but that's gone deservedly so. Now, I just want to have some fun and look at some of the stuff he's selling on his website. He's actually selling his old crap and his soul. He's selling his flag as seen in his classic videos. That might be the best way to describe EDP. He's not famous like Harry Styles or Adam Driver, but he's a classic. He's like Nick Avocado. He's a meme, like the bed intruder guy. So he got banned off Cameo, so he is doing unregulated cameos here. I wonder if anybody can make him confess for $35. He's apparently, getting desperate, as you can see. Now he's selling his plaque. Okay, that's actually poetic as hell. That's a little sad. Especially since they wouldn't let him have his gold plaque. Whatever. Now, I'm sorry to use so many laughing memes throughout this whole video. It's just the situation is funny. It's just funny to me. Yes, it's terrible that somebody we all laughed with, some people probably looked up to, agreed with, stuff like that. It's sad that he was outed as a huge disgusting creepo, but would you rather he keep using his platform to attract children and contact them? Because that's what he was doing. So what are people saying? Let's look at some comments. You moron, you need better skills at Photoshop. Nah, you lying. That's about it. Sometimes I love the court of public opinion. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.